multiplication rule, and independent events. So those are very much essential in order to understand Bayes rule. So coming to outline of today's lectures, today especially I will discuss two things. First, I will discuss in detail about total probability. What is total probability? That means how if there is one random experiment, and with respect to that random experiment, we come across to one sample space, and we have to do partition of that sample space. Once we are able to do partition of sample space, and we are having one event. Uh, and that for that event we are willing to calculate probability of that event. So what we will do, due to partitioning of sample space, we will see that there is automatic partition of the given event as well, and then we will calculate total probability with respect to that automated particle. Okay, and then that is defining total probability concept. So once we are having total probability concept, then we can talk about Bayes rule. So second part is Bayes rule. It's very much essential to understand that it always is talking about calculation of posterior probability. That means one in the definition of what we have already seen in the definition of conditional probability, that if we are having two events A and B, we don't know whether A and B are dependent or independent. Just we, for the sake of simplicity, we are saying that we are having two events A and B. Then if suppose B is already happened and we are willing to calculate the probability of A given B, that means it is a conditional probability, then simply we try to express this one in the form of how we, from the definition of conditional probability, we try to express this one like this way: probability of A intersection B, that how much A is happening within B once we have already seen B. Okay, so, divided by probability of B. That why? Because B we have already seen that. This one was the definition of conditional probability. But when we come to Bayes theorem and total probability, then total probability, it will say that we have to calculate this probability as well. It would be not given directly. We have to calculate this one. Also, this intersected probability or joint probability, also we have to calculate with respect to several partition, with respect to each partition. So from that perspective, it will take very simple kind of things, that we will break this. We will apply multiplication rule over this joint probability, and we will write that suppose A is happening first. So we will write it probability of A into probability of B given A divided by probability of B. So this new structure is coming in the definition of Bayes theorem, or in the criteria of Bayes rule, you can say that. So this kind of pattern we observe here. Don't forget about, don't see here in this definition. Here what we have expressed this joint probability as a multiplication of these two probability of A into probability of B given A. And here what we will see that we will call this one probability of A. So this probability is a prior probability. That means this probability would be given in prior, before the event happens. So it is already given. We are having this prior probability. And based on this prior probability, there is an update in the probability of A. So that update, we are calling it the probability of A given B. Once we have already seen this prior probability, then we try to calculate this updated probability, or another name we are calling it posterior probability. So you can call it posterior probability. That means you are updating your belief once you are having some partial information. So it is, you can call it, sometime it is updated probability, or better name is posterior probability. So Bayes theorem is talking about relation between posterior and posterior probability, you can say that. Is that kind of concept is coming. Okay, so this kind of concept is finding very interesting role when there is a inference. So some events are happening and you want to infer something. That one inference is happening when there is a cause and effect. So if some effect is happening, so that behind that effect there are many causes. So cause effect relation, if you want to study it in detail, then Bayes theorem is helping a lot in order to solve those kind of problem, cause effect problem. So here I will take few example for better understanding. So from the example, things would be much clear. So um, coming to this lecture, first I would like to discuss total probability. So here I have already described here total law of total probability. So before going to total probability, I would like to recall partitioning of a sample space. So you know that sample space is what? It is just a set. So one approach of partitioning you have already seen in calculus 1. That means suppose you are having an interval, then you use to divide that interval into several sub-interval. So in such a way, we are writing the say we are suppose we are having an interval AB. Then we are dividing this interval AB in such a way x naught we are calling it x naught equal to A. That means it is initial point or starting point. Next point would be x1, and likewise it will go on. And last point would be what? Suppose we are calling it xn. Xn. For this second last point we are call it xn minus 1, and last point we will call it xn. That means we did n partition. Okay, so this one is partition, and what happens? So each subinterval are pairwise disjoint except terminal point. Otherwise pairwise disjoint. So one partitioning of interval you have already seen that. But suppose we are having a set, then how can we define partitioning of that set? So suppose this is your set, call it just it is your set under consideration, and you can call this set as a universal set for this present purpose. So how you can do partition? So can anyone can suggest how we can define partition here? Anyone know about partitioning? Are you listening or not? Anyone may comment over partition? Who is very good in history? Aswin, would you like to comment anything about our partition? Aswin, are you listening me? Yeah. Are you? Yeah. Okay. Fine. But I am asking that would you like to comment anything over partition? Do you know anything about partition? You don't know? Uh, it is very much clear from history that this nation has been partitioned into how many countries? Three parts. Yeah. So partition meaning is everywhere meaning is same. So that partition you can observe that do you see any common land between India and Pakistan? Don't include boundary. Do you see any common land? No, but don't include border. Border is, it is just a line, just for partitioning purpose. So apart from border, just that we are calling it boundary. Don't include boundary. Apart from that, do you see any common interior area? No, we can't see any common interior area between India and Bangladesh. Also between India and Pakistan. So partitioning it is happening. So this country India has been partitioned into three countries. And partition, what does the meaning of partition? The same big thing has been divided into multiple parts in such a way there is no common thing. There is no common element or common concept. So that is the concept of partitioning. So similarly, if you are taking a set, then how we can observe partition in a set. So here you can visualize we have taken a set omega. So how can we define a partition? Apart from boundary, there would be no common. So one partition is this one, call it A1. Another partition is this, call it A2. Another partition, we can say that you can divide it like this way. This call it A3. Another partition you can do like this way, A4, or last one is A5. So you can say like this. So this set has been partitioned into 5 parts. There are 5 events. So you are in probability. So you can call it this omega has been partitioned. This sample space has been partitioned into 5 events. And what you observe that you don't observe any common element between any two partitions. Do you observe any common thing? No. So how many property you can design from here? So one thing you can remember that there is no common element between any two partitions. So you can say that any two partition, any two event member of the partition. So you can say that here this A1, A2, up to A5, it forms a partition of one partition of omega. There may be several partitions. It is not like that. There may be several partitions. So there are 5 partitions in this partition. There are 5. Here what we observe that there any two member, if you take of the partition, there is no common element. So AI intersection AJ, it would be 5. That means empty set for every I not equal to j. And I and j here it varies from 1 to 5 because 5 member we have taken in this partition. So like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, there are 3 members. So this British India has been divided into 3 parts: India, Pakistan, and Bangladesh, like that. So here we observe like this kind of partition, and we don't see any common thing, common land between India and Pakistan. Similarly, we don't see any common land between India and Bangladesh. Also, we don't see any common land between Bangladesh and Pakistan. So that kind of thing is happening here. So that we are calling it mutually exclusive. Every member must be mutually exclusive. There is no common thing. Second, we observe what we observe second. So if you take union of all those, it will give back. If you mix up Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh, then again you will get what? British India. That time of British, you mix up everything. That thing we are talking about union. So if you take A union, A1 union, A2 union, A3 union up to A5 union. Then if you try to see here, then union will give the complete set omega. It is equal to. So this property we are calling it mutually exhaustive. So that means if you define a partition of a given set, then we observe that each member, any two member of the partition must be mutually exclusive, and secondly, every member must be all the member must be collectively exhaustive. That means if you take union, then union will give back the complete set. And third condition, you have to put it here. We can't claim that land with no man is a country. Can we claim that? If there is a land where there is, we can't say that. Yeah. So that's why if you define a member of partition, that must have positive probability. What is meaning of that? Pi must be greater than or equal to 0. That means Pi must be non-empty. So if Pi must be greater than or equal to, we would like to say it must be greater than 0. Or same thing we can say that what is meaning of this? It means AI is not a empty set. That means definitely there is something in AI. If you take any one, A1, definitely there is something in A1. If you take A2, there is something in A2, and likewise A3, A4, and 5. So all this, so a collection of subset of omega which satisfy all these three property, then that collection we are calling it partition of the given set omega. That is the criteria. I think partition might be clear to everyone. If anyone is having any question, you can ask. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, fine. So it is very much simple. It is partition is a very practical thing. You can visualize things. So whenever you face any problem, just visualize things like partition of India. So you can visualize that pre-independent India. Just visualize it. From there you can recall it all. Now, so that's the same thing I had already explained here. So a set of events B1, B2 up to Bn is said to represent a partition of sample space omega if first condition it says that if you take any two member of this collection and you take intersection is phi, that means mutually exclusive. And second, this condition is saying mutually exclusive. Second is saying that if you take union of all the member of the partition, and then it is giving back your complete sample space. That means it say that collectively exhaustive. And third one is saying that if you take any member of the partition that happens to be non-empty, that means that event or that member is having positive probability. So that is last property. You can say that property of being non-empty. So these three properties are essential for being partition of a sample space. So now coming to, once we are having idea of partition of a sample space, I will talk about total probability. What does it define? So suppose we are having a partition of a given sample space. So you remember that whenever we are talking about sample space, means definitely one random experiment is there. So due to that random experiments, we come across a sample space, and this sample space is having one partition containing member B1, B2 up to Bn, n member. There are n member in that partition. Like in British India, there are 3 members: Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh. Similar to that. So 3 n member are there in this partition of this omega. Then for any event, if something is happening in sample space, or any event is happening, then how can we calculate the probability of this event with respect to this partition? So it is very easy to calculate. So you can observe a little bit. I would like to give a picture here. So this one was the sample space. Okay, call it omega. So we did a partition of this sample space like this one. Call it B1. Second partition is B2. Third partition is B3. Likewise, there is nth number, n number of partition. So nth partition is, so there are many partitions. It will go on. Right? We say that this one is nth partition, Pn. Okay. Now, some event is happening. Some event is happening. Call it, this event is A. This event is happening within sample space. So, does partition of omega brings partition of A as well? Can you say that? Can you visualize that the partition of an event, partition of a sample space also bring the partition of event as well? Is it true or not? If you do partitioning of L, so you can define like which river is following through all these three part of no, there is no such river either. In the subcontinent we don't see that partitioning of the river in all the there is no river. Either Sindhu is following through India and Pakistan. Brahmaputra is following through China, India, and Bangladesh. There is no single river which pass through all three countries. Yeah, there is one road, GT Road. Do you know about GT Road? Grand Trunk Road? Anyone know about GT Road? You can respond that. Do you know or not? Okay, so can you tell me, even in British India, what was the initial point or a starting point, terminal point of GT Road? Or so you can simply say that last and what were terminal point for GT Road, a starting and ending point from any direction. Anyone know that? One event, we are just taking GT Road as in one event in this partition of British India. Anyone know that? Little bit, it is just historical kind of things. Just I am just no, just tell me location. One location wise, like Kolkata, it is fine. Then Pakistan means Pakistan is a country. Location, just tell me up to which city. Kabul, no, no, no. Kabul, that one is in Afghanistan. It was not going up to Kabul. It is not, no. That GT Road. Lahore, yeah. So one point is Lahore. I consider it Lahore. I might be wrong. Lahore, but definitely it was going up to Pakistan, some city in Pakistan. And another point was, a starting point was not Kolkata, it was Dhaka, something like. Dhaka is capital of Bangladesh. So you can observe that this event is, when this event is happening, and if you consider this road, then what is happening, and that this partition of British India also bring the partition of this GT road as well. And it is, so it is in Pakistan. This part is Pakistan. This part is coming in Bangladesh. You can you say that British India is complete. Take like this way, but I'm not good in drawing map of India. Just excuse me. I'm not drawing right now map of India. So consider a complete map of India. Just for the example, I'm taking what is how partitioning of a sample space bring partition of a event. So and rest part is India. In between, it is India. So you can observe that this road is going. So you can make like this way. So this part is Pakistan, this part is Bangladesh, and this is India. Okay. Don't consider this is an exact map. Just for example, I am taking India, and you can call it Bangladesh. And you can call it this one Pakistan. So in that process, you can observe that this event that walking through GT road or simply this trajectory of GT road, it also has been partitioned. So this partition, what would be name of this partition? This part, what would be name of one part of GT road is it is going from what would be name of this point? It is Amritsar to Lahore. After whatever afterward Amritsar to Lahore, that one is falling in uh, Pakistan, and afterward Kolkata to Dhaka, that one is I'm not accurate for this part, falling in Bangladesh, and rest of part is falling in India. So you can observe that. So call it this one is A1. This partition of British India, you can call it British India BI A1, and this call India, this current India A2, and this partition uh, Bangladesh call it A3, and GT road take as an event. So it is event, call it event A. So from that perspective, what we observe that partition of this British India also bring the partition of event A as well. A, that means GT road. So how it bring partition? So you can now write it like this way. So here you are having this kind of approach that because you can say that here uh, A1 union A2 union A3, it is giving complete British India, or simply you can say that BI. Okay. And similarly, if you want to, if from present scenario, if you want to write GT road by considering Pakistan, India, and Bangladesh separate country, definitely these are separate country. So how you will write? How you will write GT road this event? How you will write? Anyone can suggest? How we can write this GT road, complete GT road? How we can express? One portion, how we can express this portion, how we can express, there are three portion of GT road. Yeah, if you go more accurate, then even in India within itself, naming of GT road has been partitioned into two parts. Delhi to Kolkata, we are calling it NH2, and Delhi to Amritsar, I think name is NH1. So don't consider like that. Just call it this GT road is within India and this part. So consider for the sake of simplicity, do partition country-wise. So how we can express this GT road A? How we can express? Anyone can give idea? How we can express? Are you able to see? If you not try to answer, otherwise it is not a very forceful question. It is very simple. From picture you can visualize that. You can say something. Anyone? Are you getting anyone? Anyone can answer this? What would be a? How you can write? Sarang, are you getting it? So can you write this partition, this GT road? Can you write it in the term of partition? Yeah, this. So yeah. So which one is belonging to Pakistan? What we will call it? The GT road which is in Pakistan. So that thing we will write it as an intersection. That means common. GT road which is in Pakistan. So A intersection A1. That it is meaning of that now. A means GT road, which is in Pakistan. So that we will denote it A intersection A1. Is it fine? Did you get the meaning of that? So you mentioned that the part of GT road which is in Pakistan. In set theory approach, how we will represent this one? This we will represent like this way. So is it clear to you or not? Now after that we will take union. That means the part of GT road which is in India. So in set theory way, how we will call that? We will say that uh, A intersection A2. A2 is India, so A intersection A2. Now, third part is the part which is in Bangladesh. So the part which is, so here further we have to take union. The part which is in Bangladesh, that we will denote it by A intersection A3. A3 is Bangladesh, so A intersection A3. So you can observe that, do we see any common thing between this partition and this partition, this member and this member? Do we have any common thing? Anyone can say that what would be intersection of A intersection A1? Don't include boundary. A intersection A2. You can apply De Morgan's law to establish all this. What would be intersection of this one? Intersection of this with this. What would be intersection? Who would like to give answer? What would be intersection of this one? What is this one? This one is the part of GT road which is in Pakistan, and this one is the part of GT road which is in India. Do you see any common thing between these two parts? Do you see or not? Are you getting or not? What happened? You need to understand the meaning of partition. That means if you do partitioning of sample or space, it also bring partitioning of the particular event as well. So there is no common thing. So empty. Similarly, if you take a intersection of intersection A1 with part of GT road which is in Bangladesh. So again you will see no common thing. That means A intersection A3. It is also empty. Empty. Similarly, if you take intersection of this part of GT road in India with Bangladesh, that would be also empty. So we observe that the A1, A2, A3, it brings a partition of British India, and due to that, if you take the intersection of those partitioning member with particular event, then this particular that intersection also bring partition of the given particular event. That means A intersection A1, A intersection A2, A intersection A3. It brings a partition of the events. It brings the partition of event. Okay. And now recall third law of elementary probability. That means if you are taking two events which are mutually exclusive, that means there is no common thing, then what is the probability of union? It is very simple to say that probability of union of these two events would be sum of the corresponding elementary probability or prior probability. So probability of A, if we are having that A intersection, E1 intersection A2 is empty, then probability of A E1 union E2 would be just what? It is very simple to calculate. What would be this? It would be just summation of the corresponding elementary probability. That is probability of E1 plus probability of E2. So that is the idea here to define total probability. Because we are trying to calculate probability of A. So what is happening? A is any event, and B1, B2, Bn, all these brings a partition of sample space omega. So due to that, if you take intersection of Bi with event A, then A intersection Bi, it will bring a partition of A as well. Partition of A. A intersection Bi will also bring a partition of A, and due to that, if you are willing to calculate the probability of A, what would be probability of A? It would be sum of probability of the partition of A. Sum of the probability, because each member of the partition happens to be disjoint with other, mutually disjoint with other. So that's why there is a mutual disjoint. So due to that, this third property of elementary probability, from here you can derive that this probability of A you can write as a summation of probability of A intersection Pi, where I varies from 1 to n. And now further you apply multiplication rule here. You know that Bi it defines a partition of sample space. That means we are having idea of BI. We know about partition of sample space. It is directly coming from common sense or from the given question or given scenario. Whatever problem would be there, from that problem easily you can identify how we can define partition. It would be just practice purpose, or simply some hint would be given there in the problem how we can define partition. So that means we will have idea of partition or BIs. So that means we can consider that BIs happens to probability of BIs happens to be prior probability. So we can express this joint probability A intersection BI as a probability of BI into probability of A given BI, and summation varies from 1 to n. So this one is a total probability concept. If anyone is having any question, you can ask. Otherwise, I'm going forward to solve few example. I think the concept of total probability might be clear to everyone. Partitioning of a sample space also brings partition of a given particular event. Is it clear to everyone? Okay, it seems that clear to everyone. I'm going forward. So one picture I have already drawn here. You can see that same picture I have already given. I will take few example. So before that example, I would like to give a one intuitive idea behind this total probability. Intuitively, we are partitioning the sample space into a number of scenario. So each member of partition, you can say that it is a scenario. Scenario in such a way sample space has been divided or has been partitioned. Then the probability of that event A occurs is a weighted average of its conditional probability. That we had already expressed that suppose BI defines a partition of A, and we are writing total probability of a event A as weighted sum. So like this way, that means probability of BI's into conditional probability of A given BI. A given BI. So you can observe that it is talking about weighted average of conditional probability. So this is the conditional probability, and weight this prior probability of scenario or event member of partition. You can call it is a weight, or it is already implied from the given problem. So this one you can consider that as a weight. So it is a weighted sum. A weighted sum of a weighted average of its conditional probability under each scenario, and where each scenario is weighted according to its prior probability, or simply you can say that unconditional probability or prior probability. To compute the probability of various events for which the conditional probability of that conditional probability A given BI are known to EG, and all these are simple thing. Easily it can be derived from the given problem. So it is very, very simple to calculate this conditional probability, that probability of A given BI. The key is to what is the key? The key is to choose appropriate partition of a given sample space. That is the key. So you have to be very smart in order to choose partition of a given sample space. There would be some kind of hint from the problem itself. So what would be partition? So you have to be smart enough to choose a partition of given sample space. This choice is often suggested by the problem structure as well. That means if you understand the problem, easily you can define partition of a given sample space. It is not automatically given that this would be partition. You have to be enough smart in order to design partition, or in order to choose partition of a given sample space. So few example here I have taken. So suppose that this problem is talking about chess tournament. So you enter a chess tournament where your probability of winning a game is 0.3 against half of the players. So there are many players in that tournament. So you enter in a chess tournament. So probability of winning a game is 0.3 against half of the player. That half of the player we are calling it type 1 player, and you have probability of winning 0.4 against quarter of player. Those player we are calling it type 2 player, and you are having a probability of winning 0.5 against remaining quarter player, and call those player type 3 player. So now here event is that you play a game against a randomly chosen opponent. Then you have question is that what is the probability of your winning that probability. So anyone can suggest that how we can define here partition. What is the sample space? What is the sample space here? Who would like to give answer? What is sample space here? It is very simple question. Satvik, would you like to give answer? Satvik, are you listening me? No. Okay. I will consider you as absent. Okay. Who will answer? Okay. Talwad, would you like to answer? What would be sample space here in this problem, in this chess tournament? Aditi. Okay. Talwad, just answer it. What would be sample space here? Okay. I am going to question window. Here question window is this, that you are playing a chess tournament where these are the scenario. In one scenario that you will win a game with probability 0.3 against half of the player, and you will win with probability 0.4 against quarter of the player, that where we are calling those player as a type 2 player, and you will win for, with probability 0.5 against remaining quarter of the player. Those player we are calling them type 3. So what would be sample space here? What would be sample space? It is very simple that all players which are going to play that tournament, all player, no, win or lose, that would be event kind of thing. I'm talking about sample space. Yeah, all type. Yeah, that all type of. So there are three type of players. So all those player opponent, all those opponent who will play against you, that will fall in sample space. That is the simple. What is random experiment? That random experiment is that you are going to play a chess tournament against your opponent. Against your opponent. That is the random experiment. So that every outcome, whoever opponent will come and play against you, that will fall in sample space. So that's way outcome. So every opponent would be outcome. So those outcome will fall in sample space. That is that collection of all opponent who are going to play against you will fall in sample space. Those will form a sample space. So we will define partition of a sample space. First, we have to define partition of sample space. Okay, then we will go further. So here we are defining partition of sample space like this way. We are saying that BI is defining partition of sample space. BI, we are saying that BI is the event of playing with an opponent of type I. Playing with opponent of type I. So that's way. What would be probability of B1? It would be this kind of player, type 1 kind of player. It would be type 1 kind of player. What is the probability? 0.5. B2, that would be a type 2 kind of player, opponent. So what would be probability of B2? It would be 0.25. Similarly, B3 would be what? Type 3 kind of player against whom you will play. So what would be probability of B3? It would be 0.25. So complete that collection of opponent has been divided into three partitions. So three partition has been done. Only three partition. One called B1, B2, and B3. What is the probability of B1 is 0.5. Type 1 B2 or type 1, type 2 opponent. B3 is type 3 opponent. And probability everything is already given here. Type 3 remaining quarter. Type 2 are quarter, and type 1 are 50, half of the player, half opponent player. So everything is given in terms of probability. What is event? Event is given. Event is A. It is winning of. Event is winning of the game. Okay. Further probability is already given there. So suppose you are going to play against first half of the player. That means B1 kind of event. So what? So B1 kind of. So it is simply once you are having information that you are going to play B1 kind of player. That means due to partial information. That means you are having idea of B1. So what is the probability of A given B1? What is the winning probability? It is 0.3. So that's where 0.3 is given here. Similarly, you come across to know that your opponent are coming from type 2. That means coming from B2. So that's the probability of A given B2 is also given here. What is this? This is 0.4. And probability of A given B3. What is this? This one is 0.5. So every information is we have already formulated. Now our question is we have to find the probability of winning. That means we have to find the probability of A. So how we can find probability of A? So probability of A, we can find it because B1, B2, B3, it brings a partition of sample space. Okay. And if A event A is happening within this sample space, so this event we are calling it A. So also due to partition of sample space omega, also we see a partition of the event A as well. So what are those partition? Those partition are member of those partition are A intersection B1, A intersection B2. This member will form a partition of event A. B3. So just apply definition of our total concept. So what would be this? Probability of A would be, and we know that each two are mutually exclusive. That means there is no common thing. So here this is A intersection B1. This portion is A intersection B2. This portion is A intersection B3. You can observe that similar to GT road kind of things. Each portion of the event happens to be mutually exclusive. So if you are willing to calculate probability of A, so probability of A would be what? Probability of A intersection B1 plus probability of A intersection B2 plus probability of, only we observe 3 member in this partition of event. So that's why there are 3 probability are coming. Now later we will apply a multiplication rule. So multiplication rule, it will say that how we will express that B1 is already we know about B1. So first we will consider that probability of this probability of A intersection B1. It can be written as probability of in form of multiplication rule. We can write it as a probability of B1 into probability of A given B1. Similarly, other you can write it like this way. This you can write it probability of B2 into probability of A given B2, and every probability is already given here. So you can easily calculate this total probability. So you can observe that this is the scenario of calculating total probability. So you do let a lot of practice from the book, Sheldon Ross book, and solve problem from total probability. It is very much essential to solve problem from total probability in order to understand Bayes theorem. After that, I will go to Bayes theorem in next class. So probability of A given B3. Last it will come. Okay. So this is the scenario, and every information is This one is already given, this one is given, all probability are given. Easily you can get the solution of this probability of A. So it is not very simple to calculate probability of winning. You have to divide, you have to introduce one partition of sample space. Due to that partition of sample space, also it brings partition of the particular event, and you can easily calculate probability of that event A here. So solution is here 0.34 and 375. This is the probability of total probability of A. So easily you can calculate like this way. Okay. Regarding attendance, put your roll number there in comment box, and it is already 45 minutes. So I'm going to wind up today's lecture. If you have any question, you can put there in Google Classroom. And regarding further doubt, you can put your doubt there in Google Classroom as well. Okay. Thank you. Thank you for attending today's lecture. I will.